This is the weekend edition. Subscribe now, you YouTubers. Subscribe now so you never miss these updates. My name is D7. This is weekend edition. Good through September 10th, 2017. We got a lot to go over. The markets ended the day mixed on Friday. Banks doing the best, up 1%. Financials doing fairly well, up nearly 1%. Crude oil down 3%. Gold down, silver down, VIX increasing, fear increasing by 5%. Daily chart here on the S&P 500. We've been going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and then we're building a bullish pennant on top of a bunch of moving averages inside a big symmetrical triangle. Gang, expect a big move. I'm saying this. This is building strength. This market is getting ready to make a significant move. We're not sure what direction at this moment. I do have shorts going at this time based on my call right here on the 5th of September. However, I'm going to get out of those dudes big time quickly if we start to go bullish, because it could happen. But I want to look at different time frames to find out what we could expect on the weekly edition. Here's what we're looking at on the S&P 500. Here's the deal. Last week had this big pop. I did not put a buy on it because we hit resistance, and sure enough, we have a lower high. You see this lower high but a higher low, but we found support at this trend line. Look at this. We are very much caught up in a place of indecision. Gang, after last week's big rally, we should have seen more upside movement. We did not. That is a stall in the markets. This, my friend, is an area that we have got to be very, very careful. It should have rallied higher. It failed to do so. If you look here at the MACD, this is called a centered oscillator. But you'll see how we're going higher and higher and higher, higher as far as price action is concerned. But the MACD is going lower and lower and lower and lower. This is showing a relative weakness to the upside trend to this market. This is usually indicative and a precursor to the markets moving lower. Okay, so remember us saying this. Don't let this get biased. The S&P is by far the most important index to us, and that's why I spend most of my time looking at this, because it is blue chip companies, 500 of the biggest blue chip companies out there, and it's very well weighted amongst all the different sectors. So that's why we focus so highly on this. It gives us a very good barometer, representation of what's happening in the markets. Take a look at the Dow. The Dow, look at this. We close below a major trend line on the weekly chart. This, my friend, very bearish. We had called a bearish play on this. This is the weekly chart, by the way. Weekly chart. We called back on August 14th a sell, and it did break. So we're seeing some significant weakness areas here on the weekly charts. If I go to the daily chart here on the diamonds, it looks just like the S&P. Big symmetrical triangle is building a bullish pennant above the moving averages. Guys, this is pretty bullish on the daily. The daily looks bullish to me, but the weeklies do not. Guys, a little side note here, I got a lot to get to, but a little side note here, if you haven't watched Mark the Meerkat's video over the weekend, you've got to watch it. We had a record-breaking time in the chat room. He leads our chat room. He's our #1 mentor. He is a rock star. They did over 50% for the week, profits based on risk. Insane week in the markets. We're very much about disclosure, and we're open books. So he shows the days that we made money, days we lost money. He shows all of his details on the video. Highly recommend that you watch it. Think you'll enjoy it. If you're on Facebook, you can find it on Facebook too. Just go to Grok Trade on Facebook. Monthly chart here on the Dow. I want you to look at this. Dow's already showing weakness after the reversal doji on the monthly chart, but we're just getting started on the month. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Now, NASDAQ, quickly look at if you look here on the NASDAQ, it is in trouble. I called it a sell a few days ago on the 5th, and it is breaking down. It now is below my AMA moving average. The weekly chart, if you look here, we are still okay. There's an area of support coming across right here, and we stayed above it. So the weekly is still okay, but this is a rising wedge. That is bad, bad news. The MACD centered oscillator, if I look at this, you'll see we were dropping here, but we're over it now. Do you see how we're over it? So this could be giving us a false indicator here. A false indicator. Took me just a minute to get everything back, so I am back now. And I cough in the microphone. Weekly chart, still doing fine. Rising wedge, bearish divergence, but it's trying to heal itself. That's what's interesting there on that. Let's go to small caps. This is the Russell 2000. If you look at the daily chart, look at this big symmetrical triangle. This is bullish. Up, 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 up. A bullish setup, a little bull pullback. It looks like it's ready to go bullish, like we're going to go boom to the upside. That's what it looks like. If you go here to the weekly chart, last week I called it a buy. We did go higher, boom. This week we did make a higher high and a higher low, but we're under stress at this moment. Closing below the 20-day weekly moving average, 20-week moving average. We closed below it. Closed below it. Showing a lot of weakness. A lot of weakness. Let's look at the MACD. The MACD is showing that this rising wedge is doomed. Like we are going to drop. Markets look like we could on a daily basis get a little bullish going into next week. But in the long term, the markets have a big time bearish pattern, and we need to be watching that very closely. Very closely. All right, the banks. This is on the weekly. Let me go to the daily first. The daily. Down. We called it on the 5th of September a sell on the banks. We do have what's called a bullish thrusting pattern. A bullish thrusting pattern right here. This is a reversal pattern that could go higher. It's not overly strong, but it is a reversal pattern. This could go higher starting off the week Monday. And if I look here at the weekly chart on the banks called it a sell on the weekly back here at July 10th. You can see the times down here. And I'm using trading view, by the way, the trading view. But we go down, but we are approaching a major area of support. So that's coming up fairly soon. Financial is going to look the same. But it did break support. See this level of minor support? It did break that. I called it a sell on August 7th, where the week of that, and the week has just dropped lower. The daily on financials down, but we did bounce off of a support area, and you can see that support area is this area right there, and that's right where we're bouncing. And yeah, that's where we're at this moment. And before I get into all this other stuff, question for you, how would your trading abilities and trading performance be enhanced through mentoring? We have a mentorship coming up like next weekend right here. Learn about it. Go to the site, watch some of the videos of other students. Fill out the form if you just want to have a chance to talk with me. And we'll have a little chat about your trading one-on-one and see if it's for you. Anyway, it'd be interesting to do that. All right, US dollar. Go here. Dollar's in trouble. There's a lot of reports out there that it's saying that the dollar is just toast. I hope that's not the case, but we're seeing some big time slippage here on the US dollar. If you look at the weekly chart, we broke two major trend lines. That's a bad sign. Actually, three. 1, 2, 3. Bad sign. Huge. A lot of support snapped. If you look at the monthly chart, you can just see the rising wedge. I called it a sell. The US dollar, July 1st. So soon, at the start of the year, I said that is a sell. And since my call on the monthly sell, we've dropped quite a bit. We're coming to some major support, so that support area could come in very handy. Crude oil has been in trouble. Okay, let's take a look here at the daily chart on crude oil. Friday, we called it a sell. Big drop, filling this gap, closing below the 20-day moving average, but above the 50-day moving average. Tick higher on volume. This looks really bearish to me. If you go to the weekly chart, I was saying watch for this to go bullish, because I got a bullish buy on it. The end of June, I said that's a buy, and goes higher, does a little pullback, and tried to pop this week. This is just huge. It should have popped and it should have rallied. It failed to do that. As soon as it tried to get over these trend lines, sellers came in, sold it all the way back down. I think that we're in trouble. Because the bulls failed to keep this elevated above these areas of resistance. Not a good sign at all. The monthly chart, if you look at the monthly on crude oil, it's building a low pennant. See this? This is a huge pennant breakdown, and then a little mini one. It looks like it's going to break down yet again. Guys, crude oil just looks like it's in a ton of trouble. Gold, it's just on fire. Called it a buy back here on August 16th, and it has just gone crazy bullish, breaking all sorts of areas of resistance. In these areas, because we're breaking them, I'm going to get rid of them. As long as this stays above the 8 EMA, this yellow line, all is well with gold on the daily chart, but it's very extended. If you look here at the weekly chart, back in July, first part of July, I said that's a buy, and it has just skyrocketed over that. Now, if you are new with me, I've been trading 19 years in the live markets. I trade a significant amount of money in the markets. I've been doing this a long time. I day trade, swing trade, investment trade. I do a little bit of everything. Taught both stock and options. I was a mentor for both of those for many years now. I've owned my own business 10 years this past July, Grok Trade, and we do mentor. Our biggest hope is that 100% of you guys watching the video goes through our mentoring program. Your trading will be enhanced by doing that, I'm telling you. I am telling you. But the weekly chart, boom, much. I mean, it's just on fire. It's very extended. You just got to be careful with those when they get extended like that. The monthly chart, called it a buy the first part of July, and it has continued higher ever since. Yeah, very impressive moves on gold and silver. If you go here to silver on the daily chart, up. We have a tweezer top, guys. It looks very toppy. It could start to give us a nice pullback. Called it a buy back here on August 16th, and it's gone higher. Go to the weekly chart, called it a buy back here. And in these arrows that I put, down arrows and up arrows, these are my buys and sells. Calls, and you can see they don't move. Anytime you have these, like the weeklies, just go and just measure these for yourself. Pause the video, you can see the dates down here below, and just say, would you have made money or lost money, and how many are these have been correct versus wrong. The only reason I do this, put myself out there publicly, is to show you our abilities. Yeah, and what we do is what we teach. Yeah, so hope that's helpful to you. For me, I know it'd be helpful for me if I was going to have somebody teach me how to fly a plane. Show me that you can first fly it. Okay, called it a buy on the monthly, first part of 2017, July, or January, and we're heading higher. Continue to head higher here. So that's what's going on. Bitcoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been on just been really, this Bitcoin with the US dollar. You can see that right here. Called it a buy, gone higher, called it a sell, lower, called it a buy, but this is, why did I not get a sell when it broke this resistance line? Why didn't I do that? Normally I'd have a sell right there. Did I not have that? That's interesting. I thought I had one there. I think that some of these things are disappearing on me for some reason. I need to go back and look at videos. Anyway, it looks like it's getting ready to get bullish, but a short-term bullish on Bitcoin. Let's look at the weekly and see what's going on. Weekly, ooh, almost a dark cloud cover, reversal pattern, lower high, lower low. This is in trouble. It looks like it could, we might have found a top here. We could start drifting lower. Monthly chart here, up, up, up. Month's just getting started, but this could rally back higher. But look at this massive run. I just did a blog article. If you actually go to Grok a trade and go to the blog, I just did an article on Bitcoin. And it's informative. If you just want to know what cryptocurrency is about and you want a simple little read that kind of spells it out for you, I've got it for you. Go read the blog. It's informational. It's a quick read. You'll read it in 3 minutes, but you'll leave enriched. You'll leave enriched. So there you have it. Share my video if you think others would find this beneficial. And what I probably should do quickly, just quickly, I don't want to make this video much longer. Let's take a look at Grok stock picks, or I'm sorry, techs of Apple. Show you something on Apple. Apple daily chart is at a support line. It's been under a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Are you kidding me? Where are my why do I not have a sell right there? I'm not getting this. But we're at major support at this moment. So it's something to watch for. Let me see what the weekly is showing us. Weekly is doing this. I'm going to put a sell on the weekly. There's my sell. Apple is a sell, guys. On weekly. It's a sell. It is a big fat sell. Monthly is under trouble. Let's see. Amazon, Baba. Quickly, I just want to look at these, see if there's anything I want to share. Yep, I'm going to do a... No, I'm not willing to do a sell on that yet. Baba. I'm cool with that. Let me see. What else I want to look at? Let's look at eBay. I'm good. Good with that. Facebook. Let's look at Google. And GoPro's up 2.6%. Big pop. Let's see if there's NVIDIA. Let's take a look at that one. Put it as sell Thursday, down Friday. Let me see what I want to do with the weekly. Oh man, it looks really bearish, guys. I think we're getting ready to go bearish on this. Not willing to call it yet. Let's see. Anything else I want to show you guys? Red Hat. Let's take a look at this one. Red Hat, I called it a sell. Oops. Called it a sell Thursday. We did drop. If you look here at the weekly, that's a tweezer top. Pretty bearish, guys. Pretty bearish. Snap. If I go on Snap, this is Snapchat, called it a buy on Thursday. Friday, we go higher. And the weekly, we're going higher, have a buy on it back here. And yeah, and Twitter, let's take a look at Twitter. Twitter, called it a buy on Thursday. We go higher. And let's see what the weekly is showing us. We are trending higher. And anyway, you got to be careful under moving averages. This is a bear pullback. This could get nasty and quickly. All right. Gave you a lot in the 20 minutes. So thanks for spending it with me. Only things I want you to remember is this. 2 things. Watch Mark's video on day trading. He's a machine. He'll be teaching our mentorship class coming up. If you want to know more about it, click the link, read a little bit about it, watch the videos, the testimonials, and have a chat with me. And it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Yeah, outside of that, go watch my blog on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Take care. Save it. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're still watching this, which most of you are not, that's fine. But I wanted to say these videos, I do them almost every day. I've been doing them a long time, and I hope you find them beneficial. And again, the only reason we do them is I'm highly passionate about the idea not the idea, what I have experienced on mentoring and what it did for me in my trading life. Without the mentors, my trading mentors, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, period. So I've put everything I've learned together in a curriculum. Curriculum second to none. And we get our traders up and running like they have never experienced before. Highly disciplined and very, very beneficial. I don't know if little informal chats like this in the video are any benefit or not, but I might do that from time to time. Again, right up here, there's a link. Technically, I don't see this link when I do the video. I'm hoping I'm pointing to it, but I know where it should be. But it should take you to the mentorship page. So hope I have a chance to speak with you personally. Only do it if you're serious. If you're serious about talking about how you might benefit, how your trading performance might change by having a trading mentor, you need to talk with us. Catch you guys later.